The following show contains views and opinions that may not be suitable for all audiences. Audience discretion is advised.
This week on Thespian Talk, we talk about things, stuff. We finally get back to that long list of memeable things, and we talk a little bit about wrestling. Yeah, guess who's co-hosting this week? All that and more this week. Stick around. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to Thespian Talk. I, of course, am your host, Gomer the Ranting Thespian. With me this week is Scolipendra.
Hello, I've got the tea.
He has definitely got the tea. And we also have Rosen.
Hi, I'm mad.
Aren't we all mad here?
Yeah. We're
I guess
all
to
mad
varying
here.
degrees. So since Rosen, you are mad. Why don't we start off asking how was your week?
It was okay. Not much going on.
Yeah. Not much going on. Okay. You said mad. I thought you were like upset and needed to get something out.
No, it's a thing we'll talk about.
Ah, okay. It's
Gotcha.
it's something that's gonna pop up naturally. Got it.
It's something I told you about last night that involves my least favorite person. You see where I'm going with this.
I think I do, and
I will save it for later.
you will save it for later. Okay.
Gotcha.
Oh dear. Bear in mind, there are a lot of things that come up during our nightly group get-together, so sometimes it takes me a minute. But I'll get that reminder later. So how about you, Scully? How have you been?
Oh, I've been alright, but oh my god, something just happened an hour ago in the server I moderate. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
So, okay, I want you to keep in mind, this is a fucking Undertale server.
Okay. Undertale. Uh-oh.
Yeah, just keep that in mind, because this should not fucking happen in an Undertale server.
Okay.
So, okay, we've got a serious discussion channel for, like, politics and shit.
Yeah.
Because people wanted to discuss it, so, you know what, why not? And anyway, I mean, most everyone's cool, except we've had this one dude who's been kinda prone to being, like, you know, kind of an enlightened centrist devil's advocate.
Oh, no.
And he was always prone to sea lioning. Today he decided, okay, the discussion was on whether or not we should be destroying Confederate statues, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he started being like, oh my god, it's part of America's heritage, and, like, this is America's pride of being destroyed, and it's like, we should be taking down slaveholders' statues if they were one of the founding fathers. And, you know, he decided to be all, everyone has good and bad in them. I mean, then he decided to start defending Hitler.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
So,
It's the blues.
Yeah. So, yeah, we banned him. It was a long time coming, and it's like, man, I feel vindicated because I've been kind of pushing to kick this dude out for a while, but he hadn't technically broken the rule.
Yeah.
Well, this time he did. Broke Discord's
yeah.
TOS. I think he broke Discord's TOS, in fact.
Oh, wow. Wait, defending Hitler is against Discord's TOS?
I think so. I mean, if maybe it's just outright neo-Nazism. This guy was just being a devil's advocate, but nah, we don't even want that in that server.
And rightly so. Just
Yeah, what the fuck?
that was going to amuse me. It's like, you can't defend Hitler on Discord. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't, unless you really believe in him. And if you do believe in him, what are you doing here? Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, just
What are you doing in an Undertale server? Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Just, God, Undertale would not have been allowed in Nazi Germany. It just wouldn't. Oh,
Yeah.
god damn. But, yeah, so, as for me in my week, it's been a thing. I've started streaming a regular schedule again. I've been doing Monday. I'm doing a schedule of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. Central Time. Just did one last night. Been doing this Pokemon Silver randomizer. And so far, I've gotten pretty lucky with some of the things I've come across. Like, first night I did it, I came across an Umbreon, which, of course, I captured immediately. And then last night's stream, I came across both of the mythicals that were available up to Generation 2. So I have available a Mew and a Celebi.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes, the randomizer gods were good to me for those. However, the randomizer also liked to give certain Pokemon like Aurora Beam and fucking Ancient Power of all things. Which, granted, some of my Pokemon ended up getting too, but just Jabus. Sometimes they make it really brutal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and the day after the day this goes live, I'm actually going to use Wednesday nights to showcase new episodes of this show, and as it goes live everywhere else, it will go live on Twitch as well for showing on there, and that'll probably finish out the stream, considering how long these episodes have been running lately. But if not, then there's other things, and there's also the day this goes up is when the Isle of Armor DLC drops in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I've already prepaid. I'm getting it, and I'm gonna have a look at it, and it's gonna be great. And I have some Pokemon that I've been wanting to bring up into Sword, just to kind of evolve or try and do Masuda method with. One of those is a shiny Chansey. I have two of them. One needs to evolve, damn it, because one I got in Let's Go. The other one I think I got in one of the Gen 7, one of the Alola games, and I put it up into home before I evolved it, like a dumbass. But that's okay, because tomorrow I will be better. Oh God. So, are either of y'all looking forward to the DLC, or have you been into Sword and Shield as much?
The thing is, I really like Sword and Shield, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time with all the Animal Crossing stuff and the other games I'm playing right now.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of just distracted at the moment, but I'm trying to fix that because apparently 2 episodes of the podcast, Gomer, you've been on, are missing audio.
Yeah. One of them I'm actually able to help with because I recorded on my end, definitely, and. Well, definitely at least one of them.
We'll talk about this after. But
yeah, it's the joys of podcasting. It's happened with this show too, so you know. So I feel your pain, man.
It's the fact that it's episodes 2 and 3.
Yeah, and I probably ranted somebody to death in at least one of them, or at least ranted. I ranted at something and damaged them at the very least.
Yeah, but let's just get back to focusing on the thing.
Yeah, but yeah. So, but yeah, and I've been doing. You brought up Animal Crossing. I've been doing mine like daily thing, you know, because I've progressed enough to where I don't have any loan payments anymore. So Tom Nook can get off my nuts. He can go sit on his own nuts. And
he probably can. He's
yeah.
a Tanuki. Those are huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And so now I just concentrate on the stock market, you know.
Yep.
And so far, according to the like the turnip profits or whatever, I'm supposed to have a large spike this week, maybe 6% chance sometime between this afternoon, which I've already checked, no, and Friday afternoon, I think, or Saturday afternoon. At some point, it's supposed to be one, and I'm hoping that it's not too early, because I get up probably around 9 or 10 most days, and that gives me only a couple of hours to... I mean, I can take care of myself in a couple of hours, that's fine. Not everybody is going to be up at that point. Like, case in point, Rosen's like 2 hours behind me. So
3. Or wait, you're in Florida. It's 3 hours.
I'm in the taint of Florida, Central Time. So it's 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. People tend to forget that the taint appears in Central Time. Once you get across the river into Jackson County, that's Central Time. So basically, every part of Florida that's under Alabama is Central Time. Easiest way to put it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So if it's under Georgia, it's Eastern Time. So, future tip for everybody else who's wondering, wait, how do you do that? That's how. We're weird. But we're also, it's also, like Indiana, I know also has the Eastern Central, because I know like in Gary and in Evansville, it's in Central Time. Everywhere else is Eastern Time. And it's like,
yeah.
Couldn't they have just, whoever was drawing the time zones initially, couldn't you have at least gone like straight down? And then you could go from Gary to Evansville and still stay in the same time zone. Because you start in Gary, assuming you're going straight south. You could go down to Terre Haute and then go down to Evansville, all in the same time zone. But no, I think they were drunk.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And Tennessee is not much. Kentucky and Tennessee aren't much better. It's last I checked, it's like this kind of weird cross thing to get down to the Alabama-Georgia border.
Uh-huh.
But what can you do, right? And this has been your week of bitching about time zones. But yeah, speaking of things to bitch about, this morning, I'm stuck having to use the regular desktop Twitter because for whatever reason, TweetDeck runs slower than moles' asses in January.
Oh boy!
And so whenever I see something pop up like from the site on the site's Twitter or whatever, which thankfully and very handily pops up in one of the automated feeds on my own Discord server, so I know when things happen. And so I see it pop up on the Twitters, and normally I would take TweetDeck. I'd go and all right, tweet, retweet, boom, there you go. Can't do that as easily because TweetDeck, as I said, slower than moles' asses in January. So I'm on the regular one, so I get to see, the little sidebar with all the trends and everything. And lately, they've been the ones you've been in. They've been the similar ones all the weeks. Another pig kills an unarmed black person for no reason. Another white person is trying to call the cops on a black person for existing while black. That sort of thing. Trump does something stupid and/or evil. But then this morning, I saw the words "white blessing."
What?
Yeah, white blessing. And one of the tweets I saw featured a video, which is a discussion between white pastor Louis Giglio, I don't know, Dan Cathy, the white CEO of Chick-fil-A, and yes, I am making a distinction because this is important, and black rapper Lecrae, I think is how you pronounce it. It was touted as an honest conversation about race and the church. Why the CEO of Chick-fil-A needs to be there, I don't know, but okay. I mean, if you're going to have a pastor talk with any person of color about race in the church, just have the two. You don't need the CEO of a chicken company that uses pickle brine in their chicken to be there. But I digress. So during the conversation, the pastor said this: "We understand the curse that was slavery, but we miss the blessing of slavery, that it actually built up the framework for the world that white people live in."
Stop.
That's all there is. That's the whole quote. That's the whole ass quote.
What the fuck?
So he's saying, in essence, slavery was a blessing because we, white people, have this world. Never mind the fact that we subjugated and we tortured and we drove down all of these black people for being black, by the way. They did nothing else except be born a different skin with a different skin color. But white people back then are like, oh, hey, these black people, okay, they can work out in the sun, they can do all this. And the mental gymnastics they went through, they still do it today. Like, oh, they lived in Africa where it's hotter here, where it's just as hot as, say, South Carolina. And they don't want to get sweaty because they think they're above that. Because, they were fucking wimps. So, I'm like, oh, we'll put out these other people and we'll make them do it. And we'll force them to have kids with us and take their babies. And, yeah, a lot of fucked up shit. But it was a blessing. No! It was not a blessing. No. Especially not for the majority of people who rightly would go up and slap this pastor in the face for it, metaphorically or physically. Just no, dude. You wrong. Slavery was a curse.
Very much.
Yeah.
It's that Simpsons meme. How can I make this about me?
Yeah. Just
Yep.
It's like, you stupid white honky, shut up. That's just goddamn white blessing my ass. Yeah, you want a white blessing? You want a white blessing? Here, let me go find your wife. I'll give her a white blessing. Yes, that is a reference to what you think it is, and yes, that is disgusting. I fully admit that's disgusting. But it's not as disgusting as saying that slavery was a blessing for white people. Just saying.
Exactly.
Oh. But there is some good news. There's some good news to come out of this week, thankfully. Trying to not be all negative this week, because we've had a lot of it, and a lot of it has been justified, because a lot of negative shit is happening, and we need to talk about it. But this is one of the more positive things that happened this week. The Supreme Court actually got to work this week. And one of the opinions that they slapped out there, which I know pretty much everybody and their grandfather and grandmother were sharing around. I think Scully even put it in the... Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, the link I'm using is a different one, but it's the same story. But the Supreme Court issued its opinion Monday on a historic case about LGBT employment discrimination with the majority. Bear in mind, this is a majority conservative court at this point. Just want to make that clear. So the majority decided that Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex, also applies to gay or transgender people, which is good. And Neil Gorsuch, that guy who decided to who decided in a decision to, fuck over a truck driver who needed to get away from the truck, to save his own life. And that's just the simplest way I can put it. He is saying in Title VII, Congress adopted broad language that making it illegal for an employer to rely on an employee's sex when deciding to fire that employee. We do not hesitate to recognize today a necessary consequence of that legislative choice. An employer who fires an individual merely for being gay or transgender defies the law. Now, the dissentants, the people who were dissenting were Samuel Alito, Clarence Thomas, and, oh boy, that our favorite frat boy, Brett Kavanaugh. And by favorite, I mean least favorite. And by frat boy, I mean, pretty much rapist. There is one notable quote from Gorsuch, which I don't think was in the article, but I did see elsewhere. And he said, "It is impossible to discriminate."
You okay?
You all right, dude?
Sorry, just all this, I need to vent steam, basically.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's at points, just to keep myself from exploding.
Yeah. Now, bear in mind, again, to reiterate that Gorsuch is on the one who is on the side that says, hey, yeah, you can't discriminate against trans and LGBT people in hiring practices and all of that. But there is a notable quote for him that says, "It is impossible to discriminate against a person for being homosexual or transgender without discriminating against that individual based on sex." So, and while I don't think I have it written down here, I don't think so. No, but I can try and Cliff's notes it a little bit. So you have two people who are attracted to a man, and if you fire one of them for being attracted to a man and not the other, that's discrimination based on sex, especially since one of them, either one of them, it would be wrong because that has no bearing on the workplace. So gay or straight or bi or whatever, that's still illegal under this thing. Same with being transgender. How you identify is how you identify. So at least that was my interpretation of how he put it. The point is, you cannot be fired or discriminated against when it comes to employment, based on your sexuality or your gender identity. So, you cannot be discriminated against, legally speaking. There's still a whole other lot of work to be done. Let's be sure of this. Yeah. But this is a step in the right direction. But this is also the Supreme Court that also denied to hear a thing about the what was it about the immunity thing when it comes to cops or whatever. So you got a little bit. You take some, you lose some.
Also, they reversed the decision, basically allowing the Appalachian Pipeline to be built, essentially demolishing over the lives of Native Americans.
So okay, let me make sure it's clear in my head. They initially said no, don't build the pipeline, and now they're saying go ahead.
Yeah.
Fuck that! God damn.
Yeah, fuck a bunch of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you fucked up the Frogurt thing. You're supposed to do bad, then good, then bad, then good. You're not supposed to do good, then bad, then bad.
Yeah. God damn. It's like, God. But I guess even with the employment discrimination, I mean, if you can't hire anybody because everybody is not straight, then who's going to be the cogs in your machine? So yeah, how the hell am I even turning that into something? Well, the decision on the discrimination case, good. The other shit that we mentioned, not good. They can do better. They need to do better. And this is why people protest. This is why people riot. Let's start a riot.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, past couple of weeks, I mentioned this last week, but we've been missing out on that list of things that people can give opinions on. The one like for one opinion meme that I found a few weeks ago. And let's see, what did there 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's where I was. So we have 4 new ones this week because the last couple of weeks they've been kind of it's not necessary.
Yeah.
So our first one for this week, just topic of discussion, is number 56 on this list, mold bug. I don't know mold bug. I say as I quietly and surreptitiously.
Sounds like a Pokemon name.
Yeah. Okay, I did look him up before and I had forgotten. Okay, so moldbug is the full name is Meniscius moldbug, which is the pen name of one Curtis Guy Yarvin, and he is an American far-right blogger. Well, and according to Wikipedia, his ideas are often associated with the alt-right. 2007.
So he's insane.
Yeah. From 2007 to 2014, he authored a blog called Unqualified Reservations, which argued that American democracy is a failed experiment that should be replaced by totalitarianism. No!
No, it should not.
No! What we need is democratic socialism. Democracy,
exactly.
If done properly, can be fine. We just need a little bit of extra to it. That's where the socialism comes in, to make sure that everybody can vote. Everybody can take part, because even now, not everybody can take part because capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked a little bit further on this guy's Wikipedia article. He has links with the website Breitbart, which my word replacer replaced it with Blightfart. I don't remember who came up with that one, but that was funny. But yeah, he's linked with Breitbart and Steve Bannon. That guy, the no Nazi in Trump's camp. Well, one of several. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
So do you guys have anything to add on this one before we go to the next one, or?
No.
No.
All right. Next one is Karl Marx, which
what? You cut out.
Karl Marx.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I've heard some things. I probably should know more. But, you know...
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll read a thing in Wikipedia because, you know, he was a German philosopher, economist, historian, sociologist, political theorist, journalist, and socialist revolutionary. So let's see. His critical theories about society, economics, and politics, collectively understood as Marxism, hold that human societies develop through class conflict. Capitalism, this manifests itself in conflict between the ruling classes, or the bourgeoisie, that control the means of production, and the working classes, known as the proletariat, that enable these means by selling their labor power in return for wages. Employing a critical approach known as historical materialism, Marx predicted that, like previous socio-economic systems, capitalism produced internal tensions which would lead to self-destruction and replacement by a new system known as socialism. We're trying, Carl! We're trying!
Yeah.
We're trying, man. So yeah, and that's a brief Wikipedia read on it, by the way. So I know there's more that can be said and all of that, but it's just, you know, we've only got so long. Number 54, the next one up on the list, is Israel.
Good to have a homeland for my people, but it's run by a crazy person.
Thank you for going first.
Yeah.
I had a feeling I would.
Yeah, just it's one of those things, and I'm also kind of tired, and I usually see it on, I want to say I see it on people on the right, but using Israel as kind of a shield, you know, and all of that to, or actually using it to shield itself, I guess. No, they're using the specter of anti-Semitism to shield Israel from criticism, and it's like, no, that's not anti-Semitism. No, you are literally criticizing a country for things that they are legitimately doing, that you have proof of them doing.
Israel is not Judaism.
Exactly.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. And then the last one for this week on this one, number 53 is Gamergate. Oh, god damn. I know this one! Because when constructive deconstruction was going on, I think oh god, that got beat up quite a bit. Because god damn.
Gamergate, started by idiots, run by grifters.
Yep. And,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, who want the actual, you know, pinpoint of why it started and when it started, it all started because some asshole, some entitled prick, couldn't put his dick in Zoe Quinn, and so he started a whole smear campaign about her, leading to death threats, leading her to her having to relocate to get away from said death threats, you know. And all of that, which then turned into the alt-right grifters that was mentioned. So Gamergate, fuck yourself. And if you truly, and I love how they used, it's ethics in gaming journalism. Fuck off. Fuck off. If you actually cared about ethics in gaming journalism, you would be Jim Sterling.
Yeah.
So you want somebody who actually cares about games journalism and the ethics thereof. Look at Jim Sterling. You know, he is a, no pun intended, sterling example of it.
Yep.
So do you guys have any other thoughts on Gamergate?
No. It's just really dumb.
Yeah, you pretty much said it. I mean, okay, basically I had a fucking ex-friend who was just a total asshole to me and pretty much everyone else. I go to check on his, you know, fucking Twitter because I wonder what he's up to for some reason. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he still has hashtag Gamergate in his fucking Twitter bio in 2020.
In 2020. Wow.
This shit's old.
Yeah, we just... I mean... And the other gates born from that, and I'm meaning just one, and I'm meaning Comicsgate, which is equally as stupid.
I'm so tired.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
We are all tired.
Yeah. They also tried to start a Metalgate, but that went nowhere.
Metalgate? What?
Basically, they were complaining about people complaining about, you know, racist and sexist metalheads. It's like, oh, but my freedom of speech, my freedom of expression, dude, we can criticize Dude, I'm a metalhead too. I can fucking criticize Nazi
Can we just
shit.
stop with everything being a gate? It's really annoying.
It is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we don't need a gate suffix. You know why people put the gate suffix? Because Watergate. And they forget that Watergate is an actual place, not just a fucking nickname.
Yeah.
Just, God, people. Let's find something else. We don't need any other gates. Just, people. Just, I had a different thing on my mind and I kind of lost it, but I'll probably gain it back in just as quickly. Oh, God. Oh. But yeah, so that is going to be it for the first half of our show. We'll go ahead and take our break, and then we come back. We will have some news. Some of it a bit insane, but most of it not as heavy. And I made sure of it.
Thank God.
Yeah, and
I'll get mine out of the way then.
Yeah. So when we come back, we'll get Rosen's thing out of the way, and then we'll do the news. So we will be right back. Hey folks, we'll get back to the show in a moment, but first I want to tell you about Patreon. Patreon is what I use to get around all of the YouTube adpocalypse bullshit, and while I don't have a lot right now, every little bit does help. And if you like what you hear or what you see on any of my videos or podcasts, head on over there. For as little as $1 a month, you can get all of these things early before anybody else does, and you can get them completely ad-free. Yeah, I know YouTube right now is technically ad-free, but at some point, I'm probably going to get big enough to where ads will start coming in, and those can be annoying, so you want to avoid that, right? If you go ahead and go now over to patreon.com/Gomer21XX, leave $1, $5, doesn't matter how much, you can get all of these. Again, you can get them early, and you get them without ads, even when I reach the point on YouTube to where ads can be put on these videos. So it's a win-win. And you can even avoid the ads that go up on the Anchor versions that go out to all of the other websites that are out there. No ads. It's great. So that's patreon.com/Gomer21XX. This little segment I have for myself here in a show that is mostly myself talking. I know how that sounds now. Wow. Before I get into what I wanted to talk about real quick, if you are a listener and you or somebody you know wants to maybe do like a 5-minute segment or so, 5 to 10, because I know sometimes I ramble on a little long, let me know and we'll get you set up. And all I ask is you just have them to me by recording time on Tuesday, which is Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Central Time. That way it's there. I don't have to worry about, oh no, are they sitting in the thing? And they don't have to worry about missing out if they miss the recording time or what have you, blah, 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 blah. It's a thing. But yeah, just poke at me on Twitter or something and we'll get you set up, because I kind of would like to feature other voices other than my own during this little break segment here. Yeah, it could be pretty much whatever, whatever you want, within reason. I mean, I think you guys know what we stand for and what we don't stand for. So, but yeah. But from that, I do want to talk about, I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the main show, and as you're going to hear, spoiler alert, I forget to plug my streaming later in the show, at least I think I do. But I've begun streaming on the regular. It's, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Central Time to 9 p.m. Central Time, at least to start with, until like I either get a better audience or find extra time or what have you. But it's a way to start small and gets me a little bit more on the regular, and it doesn't burn me out. Then that's an important thing. And then just doing whatever. Most streams so far have started with like a video of mine, like an old video of mine. First one I did the Second Glance review. The second one I did the Royal Kill review. Not sure what's going to start off Wednesday night, which is the night you're hearing this if you're not a patron. But I know Wednesday nights are going to be Thespian Talk nights if we're able to do an episode that week. If not, it'll just be whatever it was I was doing before. This particular Wednesday is also the Isle of Armor release for Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that's going to be a fun one. I've been debating whether I want to wait to stream it so you guys can get my raw reactions, or if I just want to jump in. Or maybe I'll record some stuff and then put that up on the stream. That might be an idea I can play with too. So that way you guys will get at least some of that, and then I can enjoy it at my leisure. But that's something I'll work out. I've got one more sleep until the Isle of Armor. As of this recording, by the time this comes out, it'll have already been out. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Getting some more Pokemon up in the Sword and the Shield businesses. Finally have a chance to evolve one of my Shiny Blissey into a Shiny Blissey. That's what it's going to be in. I'm going to evolve a Shiny Chansey into a Shiny Blissey. You'll notice, and another thing I want to just touch on real quick. You'll notice that there's a lot of flub ups and everything, and I treat this as though it is live theater. Yes, I know I can go back and edit out a lot of the stuff, and there is some editing that does get done in the show, but otherwise it's live theater to me. That's how I've rolled. That's my biggest thing, and it's a little easier, at least in podcast form. When it comes to like the videos and everything, that's a whole different story. But podcasts and other things, I treat it like a live show. I think a little bit more personable and a little bit more is personable even the right word? Relatable maybe? I don't know. You guys tell me. But yeah, so to cover to recap what I covered here, if you're interested in doing like a bit for this segment or whatever, just poke at me, let me know. We'll work out something. Let's try to keep it between 5 and 10 minutes. I know I'm coming up on the 5-minute mark already. Isle of Armor's coming out. It should be out by the time this episode goes live for everybody. And streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Central Time. That's over on twitch.tv/Gomer21XX. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the show. And we are back from our break, and while we were over the break, Rosen had shared some very good information. Lay it on us, man.
I've got a good story and a bad story. Which do you want first?
Well, damn, I don't have my dice roller immediately handy.
The bad story is longer, so.
You know what? Let's start with the bad story, and then we'll go with the good, because the other stories are definitely probably going to be lighter than the bad ones. So
that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what horrible shit Vince McMahon has done now.
What did he do now?
Well, as some of you may know, he basically bribed Governor Ron DeSantis into declaring wrestling an essential service so that he could keep his wrestlers wrestling.
Oh yeah, that asshole.
And surprise, surprise, one of the developmental people has tested positive for COVID.
Because of course they did.
Now, you may be like, weren't they testing people? No! They have not been testing people at all, and are going to do, from what I can tell, one round of testing now, and that's it.
Oh, wow. A whole round of testing in a state that's been having more and more cases come out.
They've been wrestling for 4 months like this, and not one test?
Really?
Not one?
I mean, you know what? You can go down to the damn CVS and go through the drive-thru and get the thing shoved up your nose for free. Seriously, you can
I'm
do
assuming the wrestlers have done that, but for fucking Vince is just been claiming that they've been, or the WWE's been claiming that they've been doing precautions and shit.
There's another what is the term I'm thinking of? I had it and I lost it. Industry, that's the term. That also does mass testing on their talent on a regular basis. And they do it because if they don't, then their industry goes collapse. I'm allergic to bullshit, apparently. Not that that's bullshit. Vince McMahon is bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm alluding to the porn industry. I don't know how they're doing the COVID stuff. I know a lot of them are doing the stuff at home.
Well, if I may, both involve, and of course I gotta reference my favorite bit here, 2 big men with big chests and big muscles bumping meat.
Yep. That is true.
I feel like there's never been a better time for that joke.
Yes.
But there's more.
Mm-hmm.
They've been having, like, smaller crowds with, like, developmental wrestlers and friends and family of the wrestlers.
Right.
The crowds are not allowed to wear masks.
Why?
What?
Because Vince McMahon doesn't believe in germs.
Well, you know
That is the
what?
thing I've
I
been
don't
told.
believe in Vince McMahon either, but he still exists.
Yeah. And
He's
keep in
gotta
mind,
believe
there
in
were multiple
germs.
segments where wrestlers had to interact with the crowds.
God fucking damn it! You know, you have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, you need to buy masks, and best kind of mask you can buy, honestly, is one of the ones that a lot of these mask makers are making. You know, and yeah, you both know where I'm going with this one. Mel Paradise makes masks. Go get her. Go buy some from her. They're relatively inexpensive and they're good quality. I have a couple of them myself, and they have served me well. And they are machine washable. So, you know, you don't have to worry about getting rid of it or having to buy 20 of them just for, you know, just to last you for a week or two. You don't have to do that. Just go buy a couple of hers. And as always, the link is in the doobly-doo. Seriously, go buy them.
Well, apparently WWE put out an official statement on their no mask policy at Raw.
Oh, no.
Quote, fans have not been in attendance at WWE events since March 13th. Yesterday, a select number of friends and family were permitted to attend WWE's TV production. These individuals were required to participate in medical screenings prior to entering the closed set in our training facility, which, from what I've heard from Alexa Bliss telling it about it, was just a temperature check and how are you feeling.
Wow.
Yep, but we'll get back to that because there's
that's-
more. At the closed set of our training facility, and we were kept apart from in-ring performers and production personnel. Attendance was below 20% capacity, and social distancing guidelines were adhered to with at least 6 feet between parties, thus face masks are not required. Now, a few things. One, they're not allowed chairs. That's not really related to social distancing. That's just kind of mean on the WWE's part.
That is, because
Raw's a 3-hour show.
yeah. Okay, let me on the chair thing, because I do need to go off on this one, because I am a person who, if I've been standing for a while, my left foot has kind of got this collapsing arch thing going on, and I try not to put too much weight on it to the point to where it hurts it more, but after a while, it happens, whether I'm doing the right thing or not. And what that does is it sends like discomfort and pain up my leg, and up to the point that no other way to put it is like there's something being pinched in my ass. So, you know, like the grabby part, not the poopy part.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, and then that happens. It can happen like anywhere from 5 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. Something like that, of being on my feet, you know, under normal circumstances. And I know I am not the only one. Law of averages would say I am not the only one. Making somebody stand on their feet for 3 hours, if they are not working, or even if they are working, no.
It's cruel. Now, keep in mind, this was a live event. They could be doing 7-hour tapings, and they want to be doing tapings now.
Oh boy.
Also, I want to go back to these individuals were and were kept apart from in-ring performers and production personnel. That's a blatant lie, and you know how I know?
How do you know?
Well, Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, their entrance involves going through and high-fiving the crowd, which they did last night
Oh, God,
on live TV!
Oh, God fucking damn it.
There was another segment where Rey Mysterio's son fled from Seth Rollins through the crowd! Hi, I'm talking about how Vince is evil.
Apparently we got
Casey
the
could hear
attention
me
of
through the
Casey.
closed door.
Yeah. Well, we're loud people.
I've been told to calm my tits, so I will just, I'm trying to explain to those who don't really know wrestling that Vince McMahon is an insane person who we all kind of hate, but, like, there's a levels of hate, like, yeah, he sucks, but we deal with it, or he is a literal war criminal. which is accurate.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And normally I don't like to talk bad in public forums about higher ups in wrestling, just for I want to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to work for Vince McMahon.
I don't blame you.
He is an evil, evil man, and my integrity comes before my standings. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because if I don't have my integrity, I can't deal with it.
Yeah. Totally. So I mean, you have a soul. You have a soul, man.
Yes.
I am not a soul man. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, so yeah. In a state which, like I said, rising number of coronavirus cases, even around my podunk little town, and I can tell you that. I can tell you one reason why. Not just because of Vince McMahon and his thing, and not just because DeSantis wants, to fuck everybody out of their money. Well, DeSantis, Gates, probably Rick Scott too, but I haven't heard anything about him lately, which makes me
He's
worried.
just keeping quiet.
Yeah.
I do find it funny that in a state where wrestling is predominant, because a lot of, even outside of WWE, a lot of wrestlers live in Florida, because, AEW's from Jacksonville and blah, 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 that their governor is named Rick Scott. When you consider the Steiner brothers, a famous tag team, their brothers named Rick and Scott. And their theme song, the first lyric was, "Here's a story of two brothers, Rick and Scott."
Well then.
Also, I'm done with the ranting for now, because I think I'm blowing out of steam, but I have two bits of good news now.
Yeah?
One's actual good news, one's just fun. I'll give the fun one first, because it's much shorter. This picture, this tweet I've just linked, those pictures, that's the son of the president of Argentina.
Oh, wow. So
Who, for the listening audience, is dressed as Bakugo from My Hero Academia in the UA cheerleader outfit.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very nice. Oh, this is good. I approve of this. So you got the one other bit of good news, right?
Yes. You go ahead and tell that.
Yes.
I put it in the green room.
Yes. So over the break, I mentioned it a little bit that that Rosen had some good news, and the good news is from the Pink News Twitter that I'm looking at. Staff at J.K. Rowling's publishing house are refusing to work on her new children's book over her relentless anti-trans tirade. Ha!
Serves her
God.
right.
That is what you get.
So,
Uh-oh.
the thing you just said is good, but update
Uh-oh.
that I just found for the Vince story.
Uh-oh.
Quote from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com. Testing of WWE talent for COVID-19 has ended, and those waiting to be tested were instructed to come back at 7 p.m. They ran out of tests!
What? How? God damn. Oh, wait. Wait. This is all in Florida, right? This is Florida,
Yes.
where our governor bootlicks Trump on every single every opportunity. And
Also, I'd like to add that the WWE Performance Center, if it's the same building I'm thinking it is at Full Sail University.
oh god,
This is
damn
at a
it.
college.
Oh god, fucking damn it. So they should not have run out of tests.
I didn't even know you could run out of tests.
Yeah, well,
Unless you grossly underestimate how many tests you have, which, when you know how many people you have, is impossible.
Yeah. So one of several things could happen. One, Trump went back on his word and did not give Florida nearly enough tests. Even though fucking DeSantis like to go. I'll let you imagine where those kisses are going.
Yeah.
Or two, and probably the most likely, Vince just was like, we'll just do the bare
He didn't want to
minimum.
do it.
Yeah. I don't want to do it. We just want to make money. I just want to make money.
This is bullshit, but we'll do a little bit. Well, we gotta do the whole thing? Come on.
Yeah. When really
also
yeah, when really all of these wrestlers really needed to do, and you can circumvent Vince by doing this, and I don't know how well known it is among them, so I'm not going to say whether or not they're dumbasses for it, because I don't think they are. They may not have known. Like I said earlier, CVS, you can do it, get it for free, drive through, get the swab up your nose, and then go on your way.
I can answer that, actually. Mm-hmm. The WWE environment is such that if you show a sign of weakness, you're basically destroyed.
Oh, really?
And Vince views sneezing as a sign of weakness.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like, wrestling is an interesting business in that it's 100%, like, it's kind of too much of a popularity contest.
Oh, God.
Like, as an autistic person, it worries me that how I'm perceived as a person, like, or not as a person, like, as a, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not on my actions, but on...
Deed?
Help me out here.
Words, deeds.
Yes, like, how I come off towards the locker room versus how or what I do, and, like, morally...
Yeah.
It's difficult, you know? Yeah. And I don't want to get too personal in this because I have more things to rant about because I have other companies to compare this to. And I apologize for this taking up a good chunk of the episode. It's just, this is unbelievable. I was actually up late at night fuming about this.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. I'm not even really into wrestling, except like the little bits that I listen to when I edit One Crazy Weekend, and that's about it. That's the most of my exposure.
You don't need to be into wrestling to get to know why this is horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's take some other companies. AEW, for example. Mm-hmm. I love AEW. I know some people working in AEW. And while I'm not thrilled that they're still doing live stuff, I understand that they are taking every single precaution to keep people safe. They're actually having tests. They're doing social distancing. They're having the wrestlers, like, you know, stay away from people the majority of the time.
Yeah.
They're having people stay safe, especially people who, unlike the WWE, they're taking care of people who might have autoimmune deficiencies.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that, by the way. There's active wrestlers who have autoimmune deficiencies that are still wrestling right now in the WWE.
Oh, God damn it. And
Roman Reigns is home because he recently recovered from leukemia, but Daniel Bryan has an autoimmune deficiency and he's wrestling.
Oh, fuck me.
Good God.
New Japan. New Japan handled this, I think, the best out of these companies.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped. They just stopped until 2 days ago.
Yeah.
You know why? Because Japan handled this well enough to where things are better. They didn't fuck up like America.
Yeah. And I think even I think on that one, even New Zealand, up until like
New Zealand, there are none. There are no cases. They're done.
They were there. I think there was like a couple of them that came in from, like, I guess out of the country or whatever, but
like, for the most part, they beat it.
Yeah. We could do that too if Trump wasn't such a greedy asshole.
Yeah.
Like
Trump.
But they're still doing they're doing shows with no fans in attendance. They're doing shows. They're having the entire arena cleaned in during the halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so these are big companies. So let's end this little tirade with a small company, a company I love, GCW.
Mm-hmm.
They're an indie promotion here in America, and they're running their first show back since the pandemic began this Saturday in Indianapolis. From what I understand, it's in a state park. It's an open air venue.
Oh, wow.
They're doing social distancing guidelines. In fact, they wrote a thing. I'm trying to find right now as I'm talking. Give me a second.
Yeah. So it seems like, okay, they're doing it outside. That's good.
It is in the Celebration Plaza Amphitheater at White River State Park.
Cool. Don't remember what part of Indy that is, but okay.
Indianapolis.
No, I'm Indy, not Indiana.
Oh.
Yeah. I know it's Indianapolis. I just don't remember what part of the city that is. But oh well, that's okay.
Oh yeah, here's the thing. Like, additional info regarding seating and safety protocols. Outdoor/open-air venue. Fans can space out at their leisure. General admission and standing row only fans can bring their own chairs to set up at a location of their choice. Modified ringside seating. We will reduce ringside seating by 50% and stagger the configurement so there is a safe distance in front or in back or on either side of each group or individual. Group seating. You may sit in a small group if the tickets are purchased together. Any individual ringside tickets will be spaced appropriately. Sanitize. We will have no fewer than 12 hand sanitizer stations on premises.
Nice.
And limited tickets. They planned that AEW handled this, I think, well enough for an American company.
Yeah.
GCW handled this spectacularly for an American company. New Japan handled this spectacularly for any company.
Yeah. Sounds like
WWE fucking tripped over their own dick.
Yeah.
Yep, good way to put it.
Definitely. Just goof.
Now that my voice is hurting, let's move on.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. So we do have some other news.
Yep.
That's not going to be necessarily a shouty. So our first story comes, interestingly enough, from Uprocks, which is a site I don't use very often. But many people are still experiencing the majority of their human interactions on Zoom as the COVID-19 pandemic rages worldwide, so it's no surprise that the feeling of talking to someone was inevitably monetized for celebrity gain.
I completely forgot to ask, do we need to have a name, do we need to cover up saying COVID, or?
No. I don't. Okay. So you bring up a good thing, because this does go live on YouTube as well. I don't give a shit what YouTube thinks, because this is not monetized on YouTube to begin with. We're not that
Fair
big. And even if we were, fuck it, I don't care.
Fair enough. I really like what the Game Grumps are doing.
Yeah.
The Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
Yes. So Cameo has found interesting ways to stay in the news as many people remain relatively trapped in their homes and seek human
released
connection.
Word Up 2! Sorry, it came to me and I had to.
There you go. Remember when Mark McGrath breaking a couple up during a cameo went viral, a video that turned out to be a fairly predictable hoax? Well, now the company has upped the ante while adding Zoom calls to the equation. That's right, for a somewhat unreasonable rate, you can now have private talks with celebrities, which I'm sure won't be awkward even a little bit because you're just so dang personable. Now,
Wait.
So
Mark McGrath?
I don't. Who is Mark McGrath?
I know who that is.
Who is he?
He's the singer of Sugar Ray.
Oh!
And he is the subject of one of my favorite videos of all time.
Oh, okay.
I think you might know where I'm going with this. From Cody Ko, him and his buddy Noel Miller made a video reacting to Mark McGrath drunkenly hassling a fan who yelled at him sugar gay.
Oh.
Sugar gay? Who said sugar gay? I'll choke your fucking face.
Wow. Okay. So an asshole.
I'll tweeze your nipples, bro.
No wonder Sugar Ray has been really awkward to listen to lately. Okay. That explains it.
This was like 10 years ago or something. He was hammered.
Yeah. Okay, so for those who don't know, Cameo is basically a site you go to. You can pay a celebrity to do a small video for you or your friend or what have you. I've honestly considered looking at some of the more lower end priced ones to do like some bumpers for Thespian Talk. I'm just a little shy in pulling the trigger.
Yeah. There's some wrestlers do Cameo that I know.
Yeah. But Cameo's public relations team listed some of the notable celebrity options like Jeremy Piven, Gilbert Gottfried, Lance Bass, Vicky Gunvalson, yeah, I think I got that right, Brett Favre, Drake Bell, and Dr. Drew, which are just a few more than the 50 people now available for Zoom calls. And as the AV Club noted, Piven is available for a 10-minute group call if you have a cool... Now, hold on to your butts. Clench your colons. $15,000 at your disposal and need to get yelled at by the dude from Entourage. And a quote here says, "It sounds miserable enough that we can't really blame Jeremy Piven, the mercury-filled Entourage actor, for valuing that 10 minutes at an alarming rate of $15,000. Laugh.
Mercury-filled is such a good insult.
Yeah.
Lance Bass is only charging $1,250 for fuck's sake. Sean Astin's only $600. And while $5,000 still seems high for Brett Favre, it's not $15,000. Thinking it might be a typo, we reached out to Cameo and were told that, yes, that is absolutely Piven's rate. Okay. So all of these for Zoom calls. I could understand, paying...
You get 25 Samwise Gamgees for one Jeremy Piven.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I understand, monetizing, like, one-to-one private chats. Sex workers do it all the time. You have tiers on Patreon that has, like, group chats with patrons who pay high enough, what have you. That's one thing.
Yep.
It's been a while since I've looked at a sex worker's rates for that particular thing, but I don't recall them being too high. Maybe a couple of hundred at the highest, going on memory alone. Maybe. But, but 600, and this is for Sean Astin. This is for Sam Weiss. This is for Mikey Walsh. Okay? For $600. Who has that kind of money? And that's not getting into all the other ones. Who has $600 lying around? I mean, okay, technically, yeah, I kind of do, but it's all set for bills.
Yeah.
I have bills to pay. So I don't have that much to spare. Let me put it that way. Who has that to spare? Nobody on this podcast.
I have a palate cleanser when you're ready.
But yeah, so and they also list a bit of Zoom available celebrities, which I guess was a link, and I didn't note that when I copy pasted it into the file. But still, it's just, if you want to go on Cameo, you can check it out. There are some celebrities and actors and singers that are of a decent price and that would be worth it. So, at the very least, go check it out. But these guys, no. Too much.
Cool.
It's not like they don't need the money. Maybe some of them do, some of them don't. But whether you do or you don't, $15,000 is just way too much. Fuck you, Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
So before we get to the palate cleanser, Scully, what do you have to say about all of this?
I mean, interesting idea, but I think the only people who are going to be able to really, fucking throw $600, $15,000 at these people are like other rich motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't even know if they want to do that, but geez, I don't know who's gonna do that. I mean, maybe someone will be insane enough to do it, but
yeah,
I don't know.
So Rosen, you have any other thoughts, and then we can go into your palate cleanser real quick.
People will always have money to burn, and never for anything good. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your palate cleanser.
So, I love it when people take a shit movie and make a great meme out of it.
Uh-oh.
And this has happened now. Okay, so are either of you familiar with the movie Jack and Jill?
Isn't that the...
That is the Adam Sandler movie where he plays a brother and sister.
That's what I thought. Okay. I've not seen
now,
it,
that
but...
movie is garbage. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the premise.
There is one mildly funny joke in the movie.
Uh-oh.
And the premise of the movie is basically Adam Sandler's character Jack is an ad exec that is trying to get Al Pacino to sign with a Dunkin' Donuts deal to promote their new Dunkachino.
Dunkachino.
Because it sounds like Al Pacino. And the payoff at the end is that the actual ad is this fucking bombastic, insane musical number.
Holy shit.
That is so over the top that it's kind of amazing.
Nice.
Now, someone took this and made an account called Daily Dunkachino, where you think, oh, the first day they just posted the regular Dunkachino video, and thinking, oh, it's just going to be posting this video every day. Then, and this is started on May 28th, May 29th comes around, we have Dunkachino, but it's my first fan AMV XD. And then you realize, oh, it's going to be a different variant of these Dunkachino memes every day.
Oh, wow.
And there's fan submissions and everything. So since there's not that many, I would like to read the titles of what we have so far for Daily Dunkachino.
Okay.
resuming from May 30th and going forward, we have Dunkachino, but the guy working at the counter's edibles kick in and he begins disassociating.
Wow.
Wow.
Dunkachino, but Al Pacino interrupts the Dunkin' employees mid-sentence before his song because he doesn't care about minimum wage workers.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Dunkachino, but the one worker who questions Al Pacino no longer questions him.
Oh, boy.
Dunkachino 150cc's mirror mode. Dunkachino, but the whole world is turned upside down.
Okay.
Dunkachino, but the shots are in reverse order. And keep in mind, a lot of these are fan submitted, so they made basically a Google doc to like link everything.
Yeah.
Dunkachino, but it's a Dance Dance Revolution level. Dunkachino, but it gets continuously wider. Dunkachino, pero está en español.
All right. Wow.
Dunkachino, but it's the family sitcom. And even got the Family Matters font.
Oh, wow.
Dunkachino, but it's dubbed by Duke Nukem. Dunkachino, but it's a SpongeBob episode. Dunkachino, but Al Pacino gets a tactical nuke.
All
I think
right.
it's a Fallout reference. Mm-hmm. Or it might be Call of Duty. Dunkachino, but it's the current state of the Dunkin' Donuts from the external shot of the Dunkachino video. Like someone went to that Dunkin' Donuts and whip panned to the closed sign.
Oh, wow.
Dunkachino, but it's Half-Life. Dunkachino, but it's a Vaporwave remix. Lo-fi hip-hop girl tries to continue studying even though Al Pacino is recording his commercial just outside. Dunkachino in alphabetical order.
Oh, wow.
Dunkachino, but it's MIDI converted.
Huh.
Oh, boy.
This one hurts. Dunkachino, but it's an edit from 2009.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
God.
You dunked in the wrong chino.
Wow.
Dunkachino, but the cameraman is going through nicotine withdrawal.
Oh, God.
Al's thesis, which is, Dunkachino, but it's Evangelion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daily Dunkachino silent film.
Okay.
Dunkachino, but everyone is voiced by Hatsune Miku.
Uh-oh.
Dunkachino, but it's filmed like an old Minecraft comedy video. Dunkachino, but all the words have been alphabetized.
Alrighty then.
Dunkachino, but it's in 4:3 aspect ratio.
Oh, dear.
Dear Dunkachino, which I think is another anime reference. Breaking Badachino. Dunkachino, but it's a lo-fi remix. Dunkachino, but I actively edit Al Pacino out of the frame.
Wow.
Dunkachino, but the guy in the white shirt is straight vibing, though. Dunkachino, but it has edit and eddy sound effects. Dunkachino, but it's at a low frame rate. Dunkachino, and the newest one today, Dunkachino, but it's through a fisheye lens.
Alrighty then.
Well, then.
Well, something we'll all need to go check out. Oh, but yeah. But I don't think this next story is going to be a Dunkachino mix, but or I don't know, who knows. Out of Estero, Florida, America's Punchline. Hooray. Lee County deputies, and bear in mind, this is what I am about to read is all of the story verbatim. Lee County deputies are looking for a man accused of stuffing 7 bottles of wine in his pants at an Estero Total Wine and stealing them, as opposed to stuffing them into his pants and not stealing them. I don't know. The man stole the bottles during 3 separate trips, according to Crime Stoppers. The wine was worth $700.
Well, they're saying instead of stealing them, he would like juggle them with his nuts.
I guess. So the wine was worth $794. That's some expensive ass wine.
Yeah.
And when I first saw the story, I was like, okay, 7 bottles of wine. How much were they? Were they like what, $100? And saw the price, and I'm like, oh, more than $100. Jeebus, just.
Yeah, I crunched the numbers, and it's an average of $113.43 per bottle of wine. Most expensive I bought was 1 bottle of wine for $30.
Yeah.
So.
I don't really do the wine. If I have 2 alcohols that I go to, well, okay, 3 alcohols that I've gone to more readily in my life: the vodka, the whiskey, and my absolute favorite that I haven't been able to have in years because it's hard to find, lambic. Oh, those are my favorites. In fact, I still got a couple of lambic bottles that I can use for like props and videos if I want. Which, by the way, speaking of lambic, I mentioned at the beginning part of the show I've been doing streaming. I've been starting off each stream with like an old video of mine that I did, and the last night's was the Royal Kill review that I did back in like 2014, 2015 or something like that, and that features me heavily drinking from a lambic bottle because, oh shit, I needed it. And then I spent a good few minutes just critiquing myself after the review. Because, wow, there are some things I would definitely have done differently. But that's okay. So do either of y'all have any thoughts on this short story on this wine thief? Do you think it's worth it?
I mean, okay, so...
Depends on how old it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the 3 separate trips, okay, and no one thought, hey, there's this suspicious-looking dude going in and out of our store. Maybe we should apprehend him.
Yeah, you would think. But it's Lee County. Everybody's probably hopped up on meth.
Okay, yeah.
And watch, somebody from Lee County is going to write in, fuck you! We're all hopped up on pot, thank you. Nah. Oh, so we mentioned COVID and the masks and stuff earlier, and you really should, if you're gonna go out, wear your damn mask, or at least have one handy. Like if you're in an area that's not a lot of people around, obviously you're not gonna need it as much. But if you're going someplace like, say, your Walmart or your Piggly Wiggly, you're gonna need your damn mask. And by the way, I went to Walmart yesterday because I needed to get supplies. So many people not only were not wearing masks, but even Walmart employees were wearing the masks. Like you know how people will like wear the mask but not cover their damn nose? Saw that from Walmart employees. I just want to look at them and be like, you motherfuckers. I know it gets uncomfortable. I know the glasses do the fog up thing. I understand that. I get this. But it's better than spreading the plague. I would, if I was wearing glasses more regularly, I would be like, okay, it sucks, but it's better than spreading the damn plague.
Yeah, glasses wear here. I wear masks anyway because it sucks.
Yeah. So, with that said, Rio Grande Valley, Texas. Gloves and face masks are posing a threat to drainage systems because they're not being disposed properly. Water bottles and trash bags are typically the things you find clogging up drainage systems, but now, personal protective equipment, PPE, like masks, gloves, and Lysol wipes are on a rise. I swear I saw rise and I first thought, wait, on a rinse? What? No. That's just my eyes being assholes. During the pandemic, we saw an increase in illegal dumping. A lot of the issues we normally don't see definitely escalated more, said Raul Sizen, general manager for the Hidalgo County Drainage District No. 1. With people leaving their gloves outside of the supermarket or their masks at parks, Sizen said, even the smallest form of litter is causing problems. A lot of people think while they see the curb on the side of the street and say, well, I can throw it in there, it's going to wash away, but you gather all that trash together, it accumulates downstream and starts creating issues for us, said Sizen. Welcome back. Ahead of hurricane season, Sizen said it's a crucial time to pick up after ourselves and properly dispose of PPE equipment. I swear, this tongue. Which can cause extensive flooding. When the rain comes, that litter gets washed into the inlands, which end up in the ditches, which then end up in the system, and that's where the clogging starts, he said. According to Sizen, clearing out drainage systems typically takes weeks because of the amount of the trash buildup. He said the best way to get rid of face masks and gloves is to dispose of them safely in the garbage. Now, gloves, okay, you don't necessarily want to keep gloves, your handy, like, wintry type gloves. You don't necessarily want to keep them around because they do get a little too warm. Masks also get a little too warm, but those help prevent the spread of the COVID a lot more. So, and gloves also help a little bit in that sense. But there's a reason why people use the disposable ones is because they're quicker and easier to put on, and they do better than your regular cloth gloves, which is fine. Masks, like I said earlier, go buy yourself a good put together cloth mask. Mel Paradise, go get some from her. They're relatively good. They're relatively cheap. She has some really goddamn good quality. And you know, even the mayor of my hometown swears by them. For those who don't know, that's my dad. So I can say that with full confidence. So you buy your masks so you don't have to throw them away. You know, and if you're gonna have this stuff, and I haven't seen it as much. Again, this is one of those things I haven't seen as much, but I understand it's a bigger problem in larger areas. And these people need to be reminded, that's why we have trash cans, you fucking idiots. Trash cans are for your trash. If you're done with your gloves, throw them away. Don't just throw them on the side of the road. Don't throw them in your ditches. Just throw them away. That's all you need to do. It's literally all you need to do. Do you have any thoughts here, Scully?
Man, don't fucking litter. It's just, don't litter. Yeah, throw your stuff in the trash.
Yeah. How about you, Rosen?
Yeah, I came into the story late, but just don't throw your things away. We don't need this shit going on now, too.
Yeah, just, you know, littering is bad enough. Don't litter with all this other shit.
Yeah.
So let me double check the time. All right. So with that, we do have one other news story, but I'm gonna hold off on it for right now, so we can get out of here and then we can get to the curtain call hopefully this week. If you're watching or listening to this like the day it comes out public, or if you're a patron and you're listening to it early, yeah, I was a little bit late on the curtain call this week. I apologize for that. I will get better getting that out more often and on a sooner thing. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and get out of here on that really stupid but actually higher note than what we started with. No, I guess. So, Rosen, if we wanted to find you on the social media, where could we find you?
I got a link tree now, so it's linktr.ee/rosenthorn.
Sweet, and I'll make sure to update that in the doobly-doo as well. Scully, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Scolipendra and Scolipendra91 at .tumblr.com.
Sweet. And as for me, all of my links are in the link tree down below in the doobly-doo. That is linktree/Gomer21XX. And of course, you know, I've mentioned, you know, we brought up like the YouTube ads or whatever. One thing that would really help to turn this more into a full-time thing, outside of whatever YouTube ad revenue I may or may not get, is going to patreon.com, Gomer21XX. You can become a patron. You can get these things early. You can get the curtain calls that are Patreon exclusive, as long as I get them up in a timely manner. You know, I'm gonna beat myself up for that for a little bit, but I'll be okay. And also, there's also Anchor support if you want to support through that. And I understand through all these times, maybe we're not so high tier on the list, and that's fine. Get your important shit out of the way first, and if you have any left, throw some our way. So with that, thank you guys for listening, and until next time, this is Gomer, the Ranting Thespian, with Rosenthorn and Scolipendra, signing off.
Later.